Just know that Spirit called each and every one of you here tonight. So we want to honor that within each and every one of you. We've all been brought together to keep this expanding in the consciousness that it is. We don't know what's going to come through tonight, but we do know there's going to be a great wisdom that's going to be awakened. And we were just reminded 2 nights ago that this wisdom that is coming forward is already within each and every one of you. And that is going to be awoken as well, in that resonance that's within. So I invite each and every one of you just to listen and feel what's coming through.
All of this is to help support your frequency field. So what and who or a collective that's going to come through will be able to be in just total support for your receiving. So tonight is just for you to receive as I go through the first part of it, and then we go into the experience of the channel.
Hi everyone. Thank you all for coming.
Good evening.
Thank you all for coming to the sacred space. So my name is Giselle and this is my mom Liz. We're the founders of Alpha Awareness Institute. This is our current center. And we're really thrilled to be able to bring Hani and Michael into our space and to have this amazing transition come in. We first met them about a year ago at a channeling symposium hosted by the amazing Bonita Woods, where we were also speaking, all of us together. So that was a really wonderful experience. Here on our end, I work as a psychic medium, channeler, whatever name you want to put, and we also give sessions here in our office as well as teach classes. If you have any questions about that, you can approach us afterwards.
Yes, we're really honored to have you here today. We both, for about 5 years now, we've been now collaborating with this collective shift. And we're really happy and honored to be able to do this work. I was introduced to all of this through my daughter. She was born knowing, psychic, clairvoyant, medium, and from that I was able to also open myself as a medium. So we're both working here. We teach classes, we do workshops, we have upstairs as you entered. I don't know if you noticed, we have our office, we do healing work, and we do coaching through mediumship, and pretty much whatever is needed. It's all intuitive, it's all guided from Spirit, and we're really, really happy to have you here. I'm really happy and honored. Thank you for bringing that energy here into the center. I know this is going to be expanding more, just not for everybody here, but everybody else that is connected to us. So thank you guys. At the end, please, if you feel that you want some information, I can give you business cards. And just a quick thing, back here, that's the first part of this channeling. We're going to have snacks in this other section and water. You can, if you want to, during the talk, you can take some snacks. You can be chewing some food if you want to help you ground. You can do so. When we begin the channeling part of tonight, we ask you guys, please kindly, that just refrain from eating and just stay quiet and fully present with, energies, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your body, fully present into what's going to be happening tonight, okay? You have some notes and a pen, and you can write down questions if you feel like you want to ask something to the channel that is coming through. Feel free to do so. When you have your questions done, you can give those to Michael, and Michael will take care of the rest. All right?
So thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Please just open yourselves up, take a deep breath, and feel this incredible transmission that's coming through.
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you all for all being here. Honey and I are just ecstatic that each and every one of you made it, because beyond what your mind thinks, there's a reason why each and every one of you are here tonight. There's going to be a very special transmission, a frequency that we know that's going to bring forth a wisdom within you. And we're honored, we're grateful, because we know many did not make it. For some weird reason, if it was traffic, time, we just know that Spirit called each and every one of you here tonight. So we want to honor that within each and every one of you. We're very grateful for Alpha Awareness Institute. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is a blessing to have this space. For we all know it's for this energy to be brought forward, it's very important that this expansion of energy has to be in the reverence of where it's being held. So we know that this collaboration is going to open up more, with Benita, with Miriam. We've all been brought together to keep this expanding in the consciousness that it is. And we're just so thankful, so grateful that each and every one of you have shown up. As I am very grateful, because it's been a year in which many transformations have happened. Honey has been having many visitors. If it's in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. where we're woken up, if it's during a healing session, we don't know what's going to come through tonight, but we do know there's going to be a great wisdom that's going to be awakened. And we were just reminded 2 nights ago that this wisdom that is coming forward is already within each and every one of you. And that is going to be awoken as well, in that resonance that's within. So I invite each and every one of you just to listen and feel what's coming through. For what's happened with Honey and I has completely changed me and my full practice. As many of you have felt the Archangel Michael transformational healing, it has completely changed everything of what I've done, because I understand that this wisdom, this energy, this is a part of the ascension process. This is a part of the awakening that's already happening. And I know within each time that we're so grateful for Honey. We're so honored in what she's prepared for, in the time she's taken off. And as you know, she extends herself to many, that she's really taken this time to really honor this and setting all the parameters, making sure that whatever comes through tonight is in the highest vibration. So just know that this place has been blessed, this place has been purified, and we've done everything to bring the full safety into it. For what I know with Honey is she's dedicated herself, she's devoted herself, and she's allowed herself to be in complete alignment, complete devotion. And so it's a blessing that she's taken all of her life to place this in the reverence, to share it. Because we know this is not just the first sacred gathering. There's going to be many more. So we're very thankful, we're very happy. We honor it as you see. Thank you, Giselle, with the note cards. What's going to happen tonight is, if we're honored to have questions, please write down a question that's open for everyone, general. So it's not personalized, so everyone gets something out of it. As we know, we honor as the channel starts, just to be as quiet as possible. And if you do feel there's any noise coming out, just to kindly maybe go to the bathroom or exit yourself out, because the silence is necessary. When Honey is done with her teaching, we're going to have a short bathroom break. And then you guys are going to go ahead and come back, write down the questions. I'm going to lead you guys into a blessing. And from there, Honey will start the channel. We also ask something very important from each and every one of you. As we know, when going into a channel, it's important to honor the channeler afterwards. For we don't know what's going to happen with Honey. Just the other night when the Mother of Creation came through, she couldn't move. She was actually talking like a ventriloquist. We had a huge laugh out of it because I actually had to carry her to her bed. So afterwards, I'm going to lead into a closing and just give her the time and space to come back. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of this. The great trust and courage that Honey has is what's going to come through, we don't know. But we do know it's going to be a vibration, it's going to be a message that's going to be for each and every one of us in our growth, in our evolution, in our ascension. So we can't be more grateful, more thankful, and more honored to celebrate this night as Honey Borden steps forward.
Thank you, thank you. Hi, everyone. It feels too serious here, you know? So many beautiful, familiar faces, so many amazing, incredible, sacred, beloved friends of mine that are here, and many ancient friends from many lifetimes, and we're very grateful to have you. So let me just, before I begin, there's some empty seats. Are you all comfortable in the back? Yeah, for now. When the channeling begins, I have you come closer because I have no idea. The voice is very different every time. There's so many different dimensions, and so I really have you move closer. But right now, we just chill and relax because my voice is more comfortable. First and most importantly, again, once again, any collaboration, anything like this, there is such sacredness behind it. There's a reverence in when a gathering takes place. So I have so much respect and honor for individuals that are coming, for the place that is set, and also the vibration. Setting the vibration is very important to just show up in respect for that communication. So first and most importantly, once again, thank you so much, Liz and Giselle, and of course your beautiful husband for helping us so much with all the crystals. This could not happen because when we kickstart this off in Tulum, Mexico, and here sitting in Washington, D.C., it needed to be the proper vibration. And vibration for me is very important in order for me to be in the proper resonance so the communication can fully flow through. Otherwise, it bumps my field. I'm a very sensitive person. I'll get into that. So deep gratitude, and this again could not have happened if Mariam had not suggested it. So grateful to you, so grateful. And you're also the catalyst that introduced me to Bonita, because I met you two through Bonita actually before the channeling symposium. You'd come to my Galactic Shamanic Sound Healing at Bonita's Wellness Center. So that's how we first met, exactly. So again, thank you for the collaborative hands, and Mariam's husband, beautiful Kaveh tonight, for providing this video, so it will only be featured here. Some of your questions may be captured here, but that way it's just right here. And we're having videography because sometimes when we go into channel, there are a lot of the beings that do come through, and sometimes you're able to capture them in the video and the photography, which is really incredible. The other part, I want to also again give great gratitude to my beautiful friend Stephen, who has created the Fembod Oracle cards. These Oracle cards, they're actually quite large, but what happened was Stephen is a dear friend of mine. I posted some information on the channeling Facebook event page. Him and I met in London 4 years ago, and he's one of my sacred beloved brothers, very super galactic, and we knew one day we'll come together to serve together. What he creates is a transmissional frequency that straight comes, that he's been asked to bring it forward. He's put everything else aside just to be able to create these transmissions that are coming in. And they work in perfect vibration harmony to all the different channeling that I've been doing from 5th dimension to 12th dimension. So it helps support the vibration once again. That is here. So there's a lot. Some of you sensitive, you might be experiencing what's floating already in this space. I know a few of you know. And so these are very specific, and out of the 72, I felt called for these to help a company that is from here, and from here we go to many different cities, and this vibration will be accompanying us, as well as other transcripts we've been doing that we're putting it into the book. It will go into this. The other part also, I want to just acknowledge Ariel, our dear friend, who has provided these two beautiful crystals to us for this event. And what's so beautiful in that gracious heart, just so that it can help support the energy. And Giselle and Liz have their own crystals also placed in the bag. And one of the geos here, and Kim, thank you for also bringing yours. Again, all of this is to help support your frequency field. So what and who or a collective that's going to come through will be able to be in just total support for your receiving. So tonight is just for you to receive as I go through the first part of it, and then we go into the experience of the channel. So any questions so far? No? So many gratitude to all of this, because none of this could take place without you. So I really want to give deep gratitude to every single one of you that have taken this time to be here today on the dawn of new moon, as we start new moon tomorrow, and just allow ourselves to be together. We are not just this singular being. We are truly a one being, and sometimes we forget that. So it's so beautiful when we have the opportunity to just be together, so our frequency can be experienced with each other, and we can help remember. That's the whole point of this. What will be shared tonight is just remembering. There's no new teaching, I guarantee you. Most of what I'm going to say you already know. And I'm only going to share from my perspective, because I can't share from another perspective, because it has to be a direct experience of ownership through all the triumph and error and all the so-called insanity on earth, you know, and the humility of laughing at yourself with some of these craziness that I'll share with you. And I'm just so excited Daniel is here. I haven't seen him for a while, all the way he just arrived from Thailand. I can't wait till I catch up with you later, but anyway. So welcome everyone. Again, deep gratitude to every single one of you. And I wanted to take the opportunity in this beginning to just share a little bit about, for some of you that don't know, like how all of this began for me, because I feel it's just a little personal experience might be, because I want you to relax with this, and feel free to grab a couple of nuts and stuff to ground the energy, because the vibration starts kicking in as we picked up. So just relax and enjoy drinking water. The one thing I want to say, because it's coming to me before I go, when the channeling begins, please just that part, be as quiet as you can as Michael takes you into the process. Like, I'm no expert, so I'm still developing. It's 6 years and I'm still developing. I'm still honestly not there yet. I'll tell you right up front. So what that means is I go in and then I'm in. But some of the beings that come through, majority are pretty incredible. Some of them kind of like snobby, like the Andromedan Council. Andromedan Council was so mean, because he was so disgusted at the human experience vibration, and he was so snotty. He just wanted to come in to talk about the timeline, the special, what is the experience of this timeline. But he was so bothered by Michael, because Michael was moving around too much, and it pissed him off, and he left. So we have a lot, and it comes in. So what I'm saying is, I have no idea. When I tell you, I have no clue who's going to come in. I have no idea. And so some of the channelers are predominant channel for one entity or one collective. So, you know, like, for example, Esther and Jerry Hicks is for Abraham, you know, or like, for example, then we have Lee Carroll for Cryon. I am a multi-dimensional, multi-channel. So I can be in past, present, future, simultaneously, multiple channels, different ones, and a collective, singular and collective coming through me and out. It's kind of insane. And when I do get, no, literally, because I'm still adjusting to that myself. And then there are many different voices that come out of me. It's so, I can't watch myself on video because it's disturbing, honestly. So I'm sharing this with you because that's happening to me. So I can only imagine your experience looking at me. My facial structure, it will be, it could be like deformed looking, and please just be prepared for anything. I do get into full incorporation, and that means like there's a whole entity that takes over my whole body, and I go into complete trance. So sometimes it's so outside, it's so intense, the trance, my consciousness is completely not here. It shrinks on the size of an orb, and then I can only experience things from a visual perspective from there. Auditory as well as mentally, I have no memory what takes place until I'm back in my body. So when I return back in the body, please, sometimes I might come in very easily, sometimes I might not come in easily. Sometimes I might be so out, like the other night, that has happened a couple of times where like my consciousness is back, but my body is not. So there's no response. It takes a while. So just please allow me to be in my weird space till I'm fully back, if I'm back. Hopefully I'll be back, very back, so I can do a closing with you. I don't know. So just be patient. Just don't mind me. Be your own space when I'm returning back. I'm trusting there will be whoever, whatever will take place. And I don't know whether it will be 10 minutes. I don't know, it will be 45 minutes. I have no idea. You have no idea. None of us know what's going to happen. This is the most exciting thing, that I've been stretched so far to just trust what's going to take place. So that's the most beautiful part, you guys are. Okay? So I can, afterwards, I'll find out what happened. Too. Okay? So that makes everybody relax? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. And I feel it takes a lot of courage to do that, because we like to prepare things, and they've always said, you can't prepare. So for the last many years, 12 years, I don't prepare nothing. The only thing I prepare is the vibration. Is the vibration right? You know, that's all I can prepare. Because once it begins, then there's a trust. However, I do have to say, there's a very strong parameter set before who is allowed to use my vessel as a channel. So we'll get into that in a minute. And I also teach my StarSeed class. You can't just have anybody come through you. Whether you're a medium or a trans medium, you don't. There's this vessel you're in, this is your sacred holy vessel in this incarnation. And you are fully in charge of this. And this is why it's so important. You're constantly in charge of it. Just because you have access doesn't mean you allow everybody to enter. You are in charge who is allowed to utilize this and what purpose it is. So for me, the parameters sometimes are so high, and sometimes like they come in talking to Michael, and so they're like checking, oh, she's still checking. You better believe I check and check and check. You gotta pass so many things just before you're allowed to talk. Okay, you might be ascended master, you might be like a, I don't know, like the ray of the Kohans of the ray of light. Doesn't matter. Hey, you look good, you look delicious. We're not gonna just come in. You have to check, you have to pass certain parameters to be able to use my vessel. Because I have so much respect for this vessel as a conduit for this to come in. So I take great care of this. I've been off for 6 weeks preparing myself just to be able to bring this forth. I have been off all day today, no communication, so I can be in my own energy field. Very careful what goes into my body, who I interact with. There's so many things I take care of. especially my food, my sleep, all of that, though I didn't get any sleep last night because we were setting up and these transmissions were all with me. So there's a lot that I take because out of respect and reverence for what is communicated through me. Not out of fear, not out of anything else, out of the awe that this is a vessel that I never knew. This is this next phase that I'm supposed to assist with humanity's ascension together with those who come take part. So, having said that, let me just backtrack a little bit because there are a few things I want to share with you all before we really began. So I first awoken to my gifts, so-called gifts, if you want to call it, when I was in a fatal car crash when I was 7. I was trapped in a car and it was pretty awful, one of those awful car accidents. The car was smashed. My father was in the windshield, and my mother's, the wheel was broken in her face. The other two that we had a head-on collision in the middle of desert nowhere, they died right away, and the car was catching on fire. So I was trapped in the car, and it's so interesting. Out of something so horrific and awful, I have no memory of horrific and awful. I just have the most ecstatic memory because I had this amazing experience of transcendence. So I first discovered in the midst of this particular moment of so-called death and the ultimate fear because the car is about to catch on fire and I'm the only one about to die right with my parents. I had this incredible experience of transcendence. So I expanded out of my body, and we call it so-called near-death experience, only it wasn't that. I had the first experience directly what it's like when you move into different dimensional fields of that in which you already are, and you're able to experience the infinite possibilities available to you. And so in our human term, we call that miracles, because what I was able to do in this trapped place, I was able to do what's called, like, for example, not humanly possible as a tiny little 7-year-old. I was able to release myself from the car. Everything was weightless. There was no weight. And also grab my dad with like one hand, put him out of the car, and all kinds of other things took place. And basically, my parents were in coma for a week. I was just by myself, floating, and I was having all kinds of experiences. So I experienced a different dimensional reality of who I really am at that time. From there, I was able to then experience beings go in and out of the wall, many different dimensional beings, have many different extraterrestrial contact and spaceships or like motherships and what have you, and particularly one being that was with me all the time, in which I was eventually kicked out of school because this was in Iran. They were very uncomfortable with spaceships or different things. So my parents, had a very hard time with that as well, and just all kinds of things. And but from there, the angels, the masters, I was constantly in communication, and beautiful, being able to hear the musical tones of the flowers, seeing the colors that come out of the flowers, what they do, and seeing all the frequency fields and be able to interact with them. So all of that open, but I didn't know other people did not have access to that. So just like many of us, we have all these incredible experiences, and then there's that, like, the shock that you're not accepted because something is weird with you, and let's, like, hide you, you're weird, you make other people uncomfortable, so you start shutting it out, right? How many can relate? Thank you very much. So mine began that way, and then there was a whole lot, war, revolution, bombing, this and that, all other stuff. So America came, here we are, and a whole lot more took place. Let's just fast forward. I shut this door down, and I shut it so tight, but as we know, we shut it, but it doesn't really go away. And we create our own misery for it, because then we're very depressed and sometimes suicidal, because we're just, there's this truth that we know and we can't share it because you see so clearly, but you're told it's in your imagination, you're making it up and you're crazy and, you know, something's wrong with you. Something is amazing, or what a celebration. So how many of you can remember? Yeah, exactly. Preaching to the choir. So anyway, fast forward. So there's a whole lot more into this, and what I'd like to then take you to is I shut the door. I had a lot of experiences. There's so much into this. And when you have had a calling, when you come in this incarnation, you're going to go through so many things, and sometimes you have to shut these doors, and then the doors are going to blast open. The door blasted open for me when I had my first child. That really kicked it, because it allowed me, out of anger towards God, what happened to my son when he was born. He was very sick. And that just, I turned into God, and from a place of anger, so you did this to him, you better have a good answer for me. I'm listening. I've shut that door for a long time, but you better, like, you know, I showed up like that, and you better tell me what's up. No, I'm listening. What is up? What's going on? And that began my reawakening journey. And very difficult, very, very difficult. There's so much pain in my story, and as many of us have chosen incarnation to come in because we're part of the transformation of that. From there, let's just say that I had an incredible center. I'd opened an amazing center in the U.S., the first holistic healing and medi-spa that was recognized as a social responsible green company in the U.S., right here in Falls Church, Virginia, where Mary and I first met each other. And from there, it was just to bring a lot of the education forward. And I created my product line. Everything was dedicated to Mother Earth, no toxins, whatever, just to help bring the consciousness over. On May 8, 2010, I was in a business meeting in California, and out of nowhere, I had this insane experience. So imagine you're in a business meeting, right? We're discussing the cosmetic palette colors for my next line, because everything was toxin-free, vegan, what have you. So in the middle of this, I have this something, just a piece of glitter, and this thing shows up. And suddenly I have this experience of these codes start coming in like Tetris blocks. They're gold, they're spinning, they're coming in, and I'm like this, like I'm having a seizure, like, oh, my eyes are going, my mouth is like foaming, my eyes are, the lady's freaking out, and then I feel like these wings came out of my arms, and I'm levitating, and like, I'm saying, I feel so bad with the encounter of something like this. She was freaking out, so I fell on the floor. Meanwhile, I hear a voice. The voice. This is a voice I've heard a lot. It's time to get on the road and teach. That was it. I couldn't talk. I couldn't walk for 3 days. I know what happened to me. And I kept seeing these codes, these gold, they're all dancing around, they're all around me, they're talking. It's like, what is happening? You feel like I've gone mad. So these codes, they wouldn't stop, and they're just like a matrix coming in, and they're going into my bloodstream. I'm seeing it in my bloodstream. What the freak? I'm seeing my spinal cord. Like, what is happening? Right? So I came back. That was a Saturday. I came back. I called my former spouse. I was like, I have to close everything. He's like, what? I have to shut everything. The voice said, So I just want to also back up to tell you, I started having a lot of experiences because of my younger son. My younger son had full memory of being on the mothership with me, and he was very upset that I couldn't remember that I was his sister, and why I couldn't shapeshift anymore. What happened to the crystal? He was so disgusted at me that I couldn't remember what we did to the crystals. Where did you put the crystals? He didn't talk for 5 years. We had a lot of trouble with this, every pediatrician, what have you. When he started talking, he wanted to know what happened to the crystals. Why am I in this form now? Why am I not in that form? All kinds of stuff. Meanwhile, my former spouse was a special agent with Department of Defense in Pentagon, top secret. We're having spaceship over our house. We're having beings come in and out. So I'm just telling you, I just want to set this stage up for you guys, because it is freaking insane what we sign up for. So meanwhile, there's a lot happening. So I said, I have to close. The voice said, it's like, oh my God, the voice. Who? What voice? I can't tell anymore, but I just know the voice. It's time to get on the road. What are you supposed to teach? I don't know, but there's something I'm supposed to teach. So, So I closed everything, and I waited, and then suddenly one day the voice said, you have to write what happened 30 years ago. So they began with that. And I wrote my first book called The Day I Became a Superhero. That was done in 3 hours because I don't have any memory of how that was written. The voice said, get on the keyboard. And I got there and I was shaking, and then I don't know what happened. And then when it was done, the book was written. And I never wanted to do that. That was the scariest thing to do. My English is awful. Like, I still don't pronounce things right. The grammar is terrible. I just don't have any confidence. I speak, but honestly, I just don't have the confidence when it comes to English or grammar or anything like that. That was done. That was published on 11/11/11, and that kickstarted everything. From there, everything had to go. So that means first it's like, oh, the center has to go. Now your house has to go. Now your husband has to go. Now everything has to go. Okay, so one by one, dematerializing. And I was in a very comfort place. Let me just tell you, when it comes to finances, I was bringing a lot of money into the house. Providing. I was serving so many people, and also financially very stable. Also for my family, all of that. I was a very well-paid speaker, being asked to. I was speaking at many different places. Particularly, one of my big highlights was invited to be one of the 24 women leaders, invited to speak at Sri Ravi Shankar's ashram in India, with the international women speakers, talk about the woman power. So there was a lot, flying different places and speaking, whatever. So everything looked really good, but my heart was dying. I was serving humanity. I was a mother. Everything was for me, being a mother, being a family. I own it, and just all of that. But the hole in my heart was bigger and bigger and bigger, more bigger than ever before. I couldn't explain to you why. All I knew, I wanted to just leave planet. I wanted to go home. I kept saying I want to go home, and nobody could understand. I was, I know Phil for many years. I know Mary for many years. I know Tanya. But there was a part that I just wanted to go home. I just couldn't relate anymore. The pain of being on earth was unbearable for me, because the pain of human separation from divinity was very painful for me. And I just wanted to relate to that place again with people who knew that, but I couldn't. And my children were everything to me. Even that wasn't satisfying. The reason why I'm telling you this, because this is what kicked everything off. I decided the best way was to just live silently without anybody being suspicious or knowing. And so I stopped eating, so that way, my body can go, because I just wanted to go back home. I started having all kinds of memories return about many of my lifetimes, and particularly why I missed the mothership so much. Where were my people? Where were my star family? Like, I'm not from here. Where's everybody else? Why was I left behind? Exactly the way I felt when I was 5, where I would go sit in the yard just with my suitcase, waiting for them to come take me, because those things said they were my parents, but they weren't my parents. I just knew I was from the stars. And then I just wanted to go home. I've always been trying to go home and haven't been able to be successful. But I finally succeeded, so in a different way. I did get sick, and I did die on January 8, 2012, and I kind of really hit it really, really well from my closest friends. I wanted to be sure, like Phil and others don't see me at all. I hid from everybody, so nobody tries to do healing on me, so I can go home. And it was the most incredible experience of my life when I did die that day, because finally being able to leave this vessel, meeting the Archangel Haniel, and she took me, and there's a lot happened, and met the Golden Council of 12, the Arcturian elders, and a lot took place there. Most importantly is that everything was shown to me regarding what my soul and its many, many, many lifetimes and many different historical moments on Earth, what role I had in it, and why I've chosen to come back in the Middle East, for what purpose, and in this incarnation, in this body. And I've got to see the soul agreements between my mother and father and my brother and everything, and so much was revealed to me, and my DNA was brought into the middle. Everything was shifted, and so-called new abilities were given before they sent me back to Earth. I didn't know I was going to be sent back to birth. And then they told me what I got to do. And what I got to do makes no sense intellectually here. So I met Beloved Yeshua as well at the end. And I can't tell you what that feeling was like, because I can never capture it in this. We have no idea what love is at all until we're in that presence. Even that we can't even capture it, because we still have to stretch so much more to be able to just be in that vicinity of that vibration. But a lot was revealed to me. And when I was sent back, I didn't want to come back at all. I just wanted to be that ecstasy and that purity. When I was sent back, the Arcturians said, you got to go finish this assignment. Here we go, and somebody will be accompanying you sometime soon. Years later, Mr. arrived, but I had to go through separation, divorce, all the heartache. There's just so much. But I've been on the road for now 6 years, this May is. And being on the road is to bring this certain frequency onto the planet. It's very dedicated to the Magdalene codes to activate, to be able to create this shift into the Earth. I'm assigned the 3rd grid system, which very few people are assigned. I don't really talk about it much. But what that is that to help communities connect back into this place, so when the codes are released, together we are able to anchor them. And what that had to shift within myself first to be able to conduit of this certain frequency, and then start bringing it in. And so I've been facilitating that for a number of years, and I'm just wrapping up. From this, the beings began to fully start interacting and coming in. And they've been coming in and nonstop. So they started coming in through sounds and communication, and so I can hear them, I can see them, I can feel them, then they enter my field. And then these are all have been a vessel in which when I'm typically on the land, I can allow them to do their work through me. And one of the biggest part of this is I've had to go in so deep to clear so much crap and debris out of my vessel out of my physical vessel, out of my emotional vessel, mental vessel, etheric vessel, spirit vessel, so that this can come in, the monads and the aspect clear up, so that this frequency can come in, so it can be of service. That's it. And service means what? To guide that front line of ascension, which means what? Which means as a vessel, as a conduit, it can come through, it can help. So through this great system of light together, we can all vibrate together and help remember. Remember the word I said, remember? I've remembered. So my only job tonight here is to share my truth, and that's all I have. And to share what craziness it has been, whether you believe me or not, it really doesn't matter. I have to answer to one. I have to just stand in the presence of one and to recognize, in order for all of us to create the changes on the planet, we have to stand in our own oneness. And if each of us are standing in our own oneness, this frequency shifts to the one frequency. It's not going out there and do it like that. It's mad courage in here. Everything is in here. But when we come together, we just get to a certain frequency with each other like this, then we're able to shift everything else on the outside. We don't like the Syrian bombing, right? Where is the bombing in you? You're bombing yourself. You want to shift that? Go in here, even more. Where are you disrespecting yourself? Where is it that you're not respecting your divine mother inside of you, right? You're stepping on it, you're disrespectful to it. You go change that, you'll be able to change that. So there's a lot of that, and this is what the masters have taught. I'm humbled by the frequency and the craziness. I call it craziness because it is crazy some days. Like the voices, the sounds, the languages, but I'm so humbled by the teachings, and the teachings is just help remember, and they hold me accountable so I can just stand in my own resurrection flame and just owning it. And it's the same with you. Tonight, I hold you accountable because all of you are channelers yourselves. All of you can channel. There's a difference between mediumship and channeling. I just want to share that with you. In a mediumship, you can communicate with mediums, like with loved ones on the spirit side, the fourth and fifth dimensional plane. Okay, so you get to communicate like a telephone communication, like that. Okay, beautiful. Then you have some of the other ones, like you have the angels and archangels and masters. They're different frequency. In order to establish communication, your geometric pattern inside of you has to be a little bit more, like for example, if you're going from sphere to like, let's say pyramid to like diamond to let's say dodecahedron to icosahedron to like macabre. So the more sophisticated your geometric pattern inside of you comes, the more you're able to access different dimensional communication, right? So it all is with you. And some people are like, well, I don't have any of those gifts. Of course you do. First, accepting that you do, because we all do. There isn't anything special about me. I've just allowed, and I'm crazy enough myself to be crazy with myself. So not like deny it, you know, and just accept it the way it comes and receive it. All of you have that ability. But if you're willing to receive it, and if you're willing to listen, and if you're willing to be respectful with yourself, and most importantly, to know this is not a show. You don't do this you never feed the ego in this. No. You receive so you can allow yourself to be that conduit in which the beautiful gifts through divine can move through you and help others to benefit everything and everyone. That's it. You're incarnated in here to be a vessel of service. And the highest service is service to light. You know, in your invocation, I serve the light. I am the light. I love the light. And believe me, you go back to the light. Your light, you go back to the light. Right now we have a little bit of the dark because you need it because your soul wants to expand. Yo, delicious expansion here. So you have to allow it, right? So you're going to have all these different experiences and encounters so your soul can have its experience. Point being, every single one of you can channel, and I guarantee you every one of you can do it. But you have to have discipline to love yourself enough to put yourself in this position, because once you open up, there's like a giant portal and all these different dimensional beings want to interact with you. And guess what? It's not outside of you. It's already in you. The only reason why they can communicate with you is because it's already in you. You're already open to it. Does that make sense? This is something the mental mind cannot understand. The only reason why, like, beloved Mother Mary can come through me, take over my body, like it's so overwhelming, her frequency, is because it's already in me. When we say we're one, we have no understanding what that is. We can't even grasp what that is. But when we say we're one, we're truly one, because everything already exists. You see, everything already exists, and everything is already within you. Nothing is ever outside of you. So if you're trying to go outside to do it, it's a big problem. The greatest gift is this breath, and you go in and right here. Through here, you access everything. And that includes your incredible superpowers, super expansion. And when you do it, there's a parameter set here. You cannot do wrong here. You will never, ever be able to do wrong because the love is so grand. But believe me, you bring it from here, you do it in a sometimes manipulated way and just to your selfish needs and purposes and what have you. And that's okay, it's the human experience here. But you will never be of service. True service. I often tell people, I work for God. I don't work for no one. I'm employed by God, Inc. That's not my application. I don't know about anybody else, but I answer to one. So every day, every night, every day I come like, hey, yo, how was that? Can I be in my own purity for my actions of that? And sometimes, you know, I have caught in the human experience. And even that, have I learned to have compassion for it? Have I able to forgive myself, to realize, wow, I experienced density, I experienced hate, I experienced anger. Wow, I'm part of the change of the collective energy. I've had to go through so much of that suffering and all of that to help change the collective. By that, it took me forever to recognize that and see that. It's so hot in here. This energy is hot. Is that heater on stuff? Is that what it is? Woo! No, it's good. I'm just getting started to. It's getting hot in here. Okay, perfect. What time is it, Michael? So we're.
It's the fire.
Okay, it's coming. Okay, it's time? 8 to 6. Okay, perfect time. So, any questions? Before we begin, I want to just, if you have any questions of me personally, I want to open that space for you to ask me personally. Because when I go into channel, the channel will let you know whether, because I don't know who we, some allow, you know, questions, some don't, I don't know. we're hoping Mother of all creation doesn't come again. She spent me too much. I wanted to puke. It was just too much spinning. I felt so sick. So she knew. She's like, she told me, it's like, no question, because she's about to throw up. Like, because I'm spinning like this. Like, she needs, please, that's the one request I have tonight. Maybe not Mother of all creation. Like, that's too much. Have mercy on me tonight. Okay, any personal questions from me? Anybody has? I talked about. Yes, please.
I guess, who is God to you?
Ah, such a good question. Who is God to me? The way I receive God is the eternal flame. Eternal flame, that ultimate love that is in everything, that is behind creation. That is what God is to me. And I see it in everything. And everything that's created. And you can feel love. That to me is like I feel the presence of God. And sometimes Michael knows that I see like a flower. Michael, look. I put it on my third eye right away because I have to see the frequency field, download the codes of the flower. It's so high from God's love. I'm serious. Like if you ever have who's done this? Who downloads the codes of the flowers? Can I show you a tip? Okay, put it here and start like downloading the codes. This is like the ultimate. And you see the frequencies start coming in. Like you need nothing to smoke. Believe me. Believe me. It's all in there. When I feel like I start like shaking because God's love, I can feel it in my cells, in my atoms, in my molecules, in the frequency. Like there's like a dance in my body. I'm serious. That's how I feel. Or like eagle. Oh my God, what happened to me when I saw that eagle? Like Michael, like in Alaska. So I hope that answers.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question? Thank you for that question. No other questions? Oh, yes.
When the beings come through,
Yes.
do they normally identify themselves, or how do you figure out?
Excellent question. Thank you for asking. So when the beings come in, first what happens is when my consciousness goes way out and starts to step aside. Before any of the beings can come in, they start coming into my field, they have to introduce themselves to the guardians inside of me. So there's several guardians placed right in the gateway of my heart. And nobody can pass that until they go through Beloved Yeshua, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, there's the White Eagle, there's so many of them. Like you better pass them. Once you pass them, and it's good, you have to introduce yourself. And what I've learned is when I teach my StarSeed class, if some of the extraterrestrial beings, if they're not of the highest light, like they come in a disguise, they're revealed right away. And it's like you're not allowed to talk to me, you know? So I don't interact. But I've had a lot of experience with it before because I've also met like some of the other draconian beings or some of the lower dimensional beings. I've had to engage to learn what it is. And sometimes I demand you need to introduce yourself. Just like you want to come through the door. You're not going to come in, introduce what do you want, you know, and then they can communicate. But thank you for that. So I always ask, and they have to introduce. And I feel the resonance, and if it's not of the purest, they may not. And I usually feel it. The second it feels off, because I'm like a hawk myself watching, because my mother energy is so strong, like especially protective of my little girl inside. Because sometimes they come to knock around the girl, and that's happened too. And that's because somewhere in me, my auric field was a hole or whatever. So from that, I watch it, and then they can come in. Thank you for that. Did that answer?
Is the being actually going to introduce themselves?
Yes,
verbally?
they do.
Okay,
Absolutely. Every single time they introduce.
They're introducing themselves.
They
to
come
you
here.
before they come in.
Sometimes they speak and then they announce themselves. Or sometimes they come in right away, they announce themselves, and then they, speak. Thank you for that. Any other questions? No other questions? That's it? Really? Oh, okay. So how everybody doing good? Drink water? Did you write your questions down? Right, I'm going to use the restroom. So if you have a really burning question, you're just curious, whoever is going to come through, I'm going to take these off. Write it on that, and please give it to Michael. I'm going to use the restroom. And Michael is going to help us. He's going to start going in. And then we'll see who's going to come in, and then just be as quiet as you can during that part while I'm going. And don't expect anything. It may be a man, it may be a woman, it may be a collective, it may be different ones. I might drop into a different body of, I don't know. You won't bother me at all. You're good. Just, if you're here, if you have had your nuts, please finish them so you can start to just, because there's no more of the noise crunch. I still get a little bit kicked out right now, but once I'm in, I'm okay. But just as I'm getting in, I just really ask, if any of you are coughing a lot, just sort of go in the back or so. Okay, one of the things that I ask, there's several of your channels, I know Bonito is a kid, and you speak light language and all of that. Please don't go into transmissions while I'm going into transmissions. Please, I like to do that on another time. I like to do that another time where we're interacting like that. Well, I swear, we will have an event like that too. But just today, Giselle, have mercy on me, please. All of your ancient, just not in that. Let them come in, do what they gotta do. How does the light feel? Good.
How does temperature feel, guys?
Temperature is warm, it's good. It's good. No, I'm good. I'm hot. I'm good. Coverage and just the buzz niske. Michael, give me my thing just in case I don't know what will happen. Merci. Thank you.
So I'm just gonna wait for it.
Okay. Let me take this off so I don't make any more noise. Okay, just to wrap up. So get as comfortable as you can during this. What is very important for you to realize that you are part of whatever takes place in here. Whatever moves through me, it's always the highest level of healing for me, not just this lifetime, all of my lifetimes. And when this comes in, it's the same for you. Be in a receiving mode. Receive that blessing. There's great parameters will be placed for. Allow yourself to receive. Some of it bypasses your intellectual mind, but the transmissions through these, the many different dimensions, assist with particularly your geometric patterns getting realigned again. When the geometric patterns are aligned, you are connected very clearly with the cosmic geometric patterns. And with this beautiful synergy, you're vibrating the same pulse. I can't express how important that means. That means there's flow in your life. The blockages stop. You see, all these so that means your song is not like singing properly. There's just skipping beat. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel good. How many times we've had, it's horrible. But once we synchronize, it starts to move smoothly, and then we start moving with the cosmic dance. It's so beautiful. So just allow it. It's a evolving coming. Anybody else? Or we're halas, we're done. Anybody else coming? They're upstairs, or we're good?
Probably my son walking.
Oh, okay. So that's that. Okay, and.
You said upstairs, I thought you were talking about.
All kinds of upstairs we have.
I don't know.
The other thing that I want to share, each of you come with your own entourage of team above. I have my own entourage of team above. Michael does. Every single one of you come. And this entire place is filled with a big party of all of our entourage. It is insane. So when I close my eyes and as soon as I go, that's the first thing I see. I've already started seeing. Like, it is incredible. That's why I'm like so heated right now. There's a lot happening here, and the vibrations pulsing already pretty high. And there's so many different beings just from that side too. There's just a lot happening. So point being, please don't mind me. Whatever my expression is, just close your eyes, because if it's uncomfortable, because I'm uncomfortable with looking at me. Please just, okay, so, okay, just don't mind. And no, I'm not being hurt. How you say?
Hurt.
I'm not hurt in it. Like, I might be like this, but when I do come out, sometimes, like, it's depending on the dimension, it's so stiff till I'm able to relax back. Okay, so just afterwards, just let me be. Michael will take over till I'm fully back. Okay, I love you all. I'll talk to you maybe tonight. If it's not tonight, please feel free to, whatever you experience you want to share, leave it on the Facebook event page, questions or whatever, tests and whatever, so I can interact with it later, because I don't know what will happen. I'm not at a place where Bonita is, or it's just, we all have our own gifts, we all differently, so that's where we are, okay? So I'll go in my own process while you begin.
Okay. So let us all close our eyes.
Michael, once you do that, like, I don't know if it kicks in, you'll know.
I'll flow with it. If it kicks in as I'm doing the prayer, then we know the prayer is beneficial.
And by the way, I might be making some additional sounds while I'm getting adjusted. Again, please pretend I'm not here for a little while. Okay? Okay, here we go.
Let us all close our eyes and place our hands over our heart, taking a nice deep breath as we initiate this blessing and invite Great Spirit into our heart. As we visualize and feel this sacred flame, this golden, dazzling light expand in our heart, breathing in that golden light, and feeling that expansion of energy move through every cell, message, molecule, through your body. Feeling this energy expand through your mental, emotional, physical, ethereal, as your energy is expanding and now anchoring it downward through Mother Earth. Visualizing your energy is like roots grounding into the soil, passing through the rocks, passing through the crystals, and moving into central Gaia, where you feel Mother Earth and her support. You feel her anchored. And great blessings to Mother Earth. We honor her. We honor her seas. We honor her rivers and streams and mountains. We honor the sacred animals and all sentient beings, as we are all one. We give great blessings to Gaia, our home, our love, our mother. And we feel this pulse within us as it radiates through our soul. We feel this rise within us as now we are grounded to Mother Gaia, and allow this blessing to rise within our soul as now we move upward to the great heavens above, honoring the great archangels, giving great blessings and gratitude to the ascended masters, honoring the councils, the federations, giving great blessings to our galactic star sisters, star brothers, from our central sun to the moon to the planets, We honor our great galaxies and universe as we are blessed by the holy divine Mother creation. We are blessed by the divine Father creation. And we honor Source in all as we are connected within one, as we give blessings to these directions and bringing it within us and honoring the great direction of the East. Blessings to the direction of the South. Great blessings to the direction of the West. And honoring great blessings to the North. We give our gratitude to fire, earth, metal, water and wood, in these elements that bring forward, as we are blessed by the elder, the adult, the child and teenager within, as we draw this energy into our central hearts. We allow this flame, this love, to be brought forward through us in this sacred blessing and the great honor that has been placed before us. We thank the wisdom, we thank the love, and we thank our sacred heart in this journey before us. As we are all connected into one, we bow in this honor, and we give great thanks to the wisdom and the masters that now come before us. It is said, it is so, it is done.
Ishamaka daya kayada. Ishimika yada ayaka. Greetings, beautiful beings of light. We are adjusting the transmission. Greetings. We are the Council of Light, 12-dimensional collective energy that is connected to each of your frequency as we gather together in this setting and bring the transmissions through this vessel. Sometimes this vessel has trouble with our transmission. We will adjust. We come before you, dear, to remind you of this time in your planet in which every single one of you are taking part in the transformational energy in which you know you are, and that you are called for the expansion of the universal field to take responsibility with the greatest calling of your soul's experience. To take part on the collective universal field of light expansion. We are very pleased to be in this presence with each of you in this special gathering. We have anticipated for this gathering of the collective field of light of your vessels to come in vicinity of this particular part in Earth, crossing of the transformational fields that are part of the collective change. We recognize, most of you know, that you are part of this. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize you're part of the divine plan? Do you recognize your responsibility, part of this divine fulfillment plan? As that extension of light in which you have chosen to present yourself in this environment, in this singular expansion, you're part of the collective expansion. You realize that, correct?
Yes.
Within your singularity extension, sometimes you forget your unity expansion, correct?
Yeah.
we come before you to assist in remembering the truth of the fullness of what you are, which has been not in this incarnation, but many of your earthly incarnation that blocking of your DNA memory of the fullness of who you are. As you heal, many healers in this room, correct?
Yes.
As you heal all aspects of your life, you are activating your own DNA expansion into the fullness of your divine expansion. So within your atomic structure, your atomic light codes, you will begin to remember the fullness of that which you are. And operating from there will be a different operating system in which allows you to take part with the collective operating system back into light. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Some of you do not remember your supreme power. What has already been granted to you? That grantion of expansion of light is extended within every fabric of your being. But because of the lower dimensional consciousness that are still trapped within the fourth dimensional frequency around your planet, you are not fully remembering. We wish for you to remember one thing, and only one thing, in which this vessel has experienced directly. Do you know what that one thing is? Do you wish to know?
Yes.
It is simple. What many of your embodied masters that came, walked on your planet, always said, what is the most important thing in your earthly experience?
Love.
Do all of you know this?
Yes.
Where you know this?
In our hearts.
Is that true for everyone?
Yes.
Is it true in your cells, your atoms? Is it true in your muscles, bones, organs? Does that truth vibrate in you, dear souls?
Yes.
And you are living from that truth.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
That is very good. Be honest, because I can see. The collective sees very clearly. do not be shy. Even through this vessel seeking, we wish to come clear on what our vessel is not allowing us to come clear. We are a collective energy of pure flames. Within our collective, we are consistent of that what you call ascended masters and higher dimensional beings and many, many other sacred orders, with angelic archangels and many others. And the cohorts, there are many. And we are working with many of you. Many of you know us very clearly, and many of us have been working with many of you to assist you so that you can free yourself from your own liberation of suffering from which you are blocking your own weakness of love. Do you hear?
Yes.
And many of you are blocking that, do you not? Where is blocking? How are you blocking yourself, dear ones?
Our mind.
Self-love. Our fear.
Our doubts.
The heavier vibrational elements in your bodies do not let the higher vibrational truth aspect of you to allow the resonance field of you to give you the circling vibrational aspect so that you can have access to your full flow of knowledge and information easily and fully through your light spectrum. Within these low dimensional emotions, you block that flow in which you do not then allow the vibration to love freely flow through you. Your self-purpose on this planet is one thing, to be the environment of love on this planet, in which very fields and legions in which you are connected to can stream life through you, and you can connect them to the earth's grids, so you can expand that field of light, so you can have left the density. Do you understand?
Yes.
Then why are the struggles?
Pain.
Conscious commitment.
Suffering.
Lack of understanding.
Your true power is innately granted to you every moment of your awakened state and so-called dream state. And your consciousness is connected to your breath. When you tune into your breath and you bring awareness to that expansion within your heart, where the pulse of your heart beats, you connect with the great central sun and the eternal sun and the sun inside Mother Earth and the sacred oneness energy. Do you understand?
Yes.
And from that place, you synchronize with the same rhythm that is love, in which the universe created and expanded itself. When you get in this vibrational field, you ripple the pulse through your entire being. You benefit you and all living consciousness, intelligence around you. That is all you have to do, dear. beings of light that you are. You confuse yourself with the attachment of the vessel you're in. You breathe. Why are you not breathing right now? Breathe. You communicate constantly to you to breathe, but so many of you do not remember to breathe. We come to you so many times, sometimes in very strange ways, at the traffic light, for you to stop, so your heartbeat pounds very hard, so you can breathe again, because you forgot to breathe. When you forget to breathe, you forget us, you forget everything. Do you understand?
Yes.
Including the special. Sometimes she forgets to breathe. Yet she's a breath teacher. We have compassion for the earthly beings walking on this earth. We are very proud of you. We are very, very grateful to each of you to have taken embodiment to walk on this very, very beautiful living consciousness called Earth. She is a phenomenal breathing pulse of light. Magnificence in her radiance, but also troublesome by the consciousness in the planet that has an impact on the entire other galaxies and dimensions. Do you realize? And each of you are part of that consciousness. Different dimensional fields, different universes, polar verses. Every single one of you are part of that. And each time you come to the pulse of your heart, you create the expansion within that fourth dimensional frequency that is to be lifted through the first dimension. That first dimensional frequency can come through or be connected to the Earth's grids. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you, throughout your day, just breathe and feel us and you, we radiate that pulse in your heart so all of your being can receive this gift of love in which you will return back to. Your only job is to love. And the more difficult it is in your path, the higher your gift is to love. Honor that in which you chose to serve, because you are capable and you have been ready for lifetimes to handle the transformational energy back into light. Do you receive?
Yes.
May we address any question that you may have in this moment, as we are so pleased to be with you in this moment.
Yes, we have questions. May we ask?
Please.
What is the best way to integrate our new system of light as we go through these massive changes.
You must recognize you are not broken.
Yes.
There is nothing to fix. You recognize you are perfection beyond imagination. Will you accept that in your heart?
Yes.
Once you accept that truth, as we have in our consciousness, you raise your vibrational field to the higher ascended state, and you will be a streamline of the higher light and vibration harmony of just allowing the dance to take place in you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. May we ask more questions?
Yes.
Okay. Why were we called? How do we prepare to expand today to others that do not believe?
How long you want to convey others? If you only breathe and stay on your pulse, they will be impacted. Nothing is more powerful than the love you will radiate. The convincing is only when you lower your vibration to satisfy a field outside of you, you recognize. If you know the truth, you remain in your truth. You being you. What is the color of your shirt you are wearing?
Red?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you 100% sure you're wearing? Your shirt is what is colored?
Green.
Are you sure? What if I told you your color is yellow? What you say?
It looks green to me.
Are you sure? Are you going to argue with me?
No.
Thank you. You understand that you know truth, you remain in your truth. You do not get bothered. You breathe that. Did you breathe when you said?
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you. One more question.
One more. Okay. Why are some little children born to suffer cruelty and then be murdered or die in pain?
We realize this question is difficult to fully receive from the consciousness in which many on your planted are focused at this moment. We wish to address this question from an expanded perspective, if we may. Within the laws of the universe, there is a circular energy. There are many things created that are part of expansion of exchange. Within this exchange, there are certain souls that have taken part in creating these expansions of exchange. As they take part with these so-called experiences, several layers of dimensional, multi-dimensional contracts are going to be fulfilled, in which through the lower mind of the consciousness of the humanity that is on earth cannot recognize. There is respect to souls' incarnations that are embodied, many fulfilling their great purpose or very different ways. So answer we wish to provide only will not be satisfactory to your mental consciousness, especially to those of you that are in the experience of being a parent, including the vessel in which you're speaking. We can explain what the consciousness through the attachment of the parent-child relation in the human experience will not allow the fullness of the higher gift to be received. Does that make sense? In order for the fourth dimensional frequency to be expanded, that is connected to the emotional and mental body attached within the human fields that is connected to the stratospheres around the earth, certain souls have taken incarnations to take part in expanding this field to help open up the fifth dimensional frequency beyond to be coming to earth. Within that, when soul takes part in so-called life being taken wrongly, the hearts get to open up, which perhaps have been closed before. And within that, it creates a healing within the being, the individual, which then takes part in the healing of the collective once they are able to bring the love and the forgiveness into it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You can recognize the higher purpose behind this. And we feel compassion as it is very difficult in your incarnation. But this is exactly why some have chosen to come to take part in this expansion in this form. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It is honorable. We have much respect as we recognize that's a very high level of ascension capability the person has chosen to take part to assist lifting the highest level of density back into light. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is that answer satisfactory to you?
Yes.
We ask each of you to allow yourself to feel the highest love for yourself. As each of you come from that place of love in which is within the field of life of the universe, you, in this form that you are in, are universal, and you exist in multi-dimension. If you choose to focus your frequency in the density which you're experiencing, you are blocking yourself from experiencing the multi-dimensional aspect of you. And we wish, through the legions of light, and through all the supporters of the team of light on your behalf, that is assigned to each of you to help support your journey on earth, to be with ease, flow, as that is the way in which all universal flow radiates. We cannot do it for you, but we are here, standing with you, to help support you as you transcend all back into light. And when you leave your garment behind, you will come back to the full spectrum of light that you left behind. We are grateful for your journey, for the courage and expansion of light on your planet, in which we are watching closely, as it is impactful on the entire galaxy, entire universal field. So light further expands within the creation field. We are humbled by your presence of divinity, every single one of you. And may you allow that breath to carry you forth in all the beauty you are here to create, to help the evolution of consciousness within this dimensional field of the Ascension of this planet. Bring again back to the pure state, lifting all back into light. Your love for you is essential, part of your fuel. Be respectful to you. We are grateful to have had the great pleasure and honor to interact with you in this matter. I now ask you to please feel the stream of this pulse of light through your hearts as you just breathe. We are complete.
Taking our time to close our eyes, placing our hands over our heart, and now just breathing that love with each breath into our heart, that feeling, that sensation that we now take with each inhale in and out. And feeling that expansion of love radiate through the ease of the breath. And allow that to expand like a ripple through your body as you just visualize and feel that sensation of love in each breath in and each breath out. Breathing that feeling, that sensation directly into your heart. And exhaling that sensation through every vessel, channel, muscle into your body. Feeling, breathing, in and out. If it's a visualization, a memory, a thought, bring that into your breath to help assist that feeling of love. As you inhale that in, and inhale that out. as the ease of our breath comes in and out, so does that breath of love move in and out. Just breathing this love in. And breathing it out. And imagining it pulsing out like a ripple, as if you've just thrown a stone into a lake. And this love pulses out of each organ, each body, as you just breathe it in and breathe it out. Feeling this innate gift that we were born with, this breath of love that is already within us, and connect with that deep within your heart. As you breathe this in and breathe it out. With a smile, with joy, and with peace, as we remember where we came from and where we're going. As we just breathe this in and breathe it out.
Safe landing.
So, when we're ready, we can all rise and form a circle. Just working ourselves to the outer edge. Yeah. Okay. We connect hand to hand. You can sit down, sweetheart.
Oh, it's okay.
Let us just close our eyes and just feel the great gratitude within our hearts through our breath and the wisdom that has come forward and the great remembrance that we all know within. And let's just all breathe together. With a nice inhale in and out. Maybe we can even shake a little just to let it all go. Taking a nice breath in. And let's shake it all out. Let's do this again. Breathing all in. And shake it out. guys have more in you. We all had a very powerful vibration frequency. So let's one deep inhale in. And check it out. And as we're breathing, let's just feel in our hands each person that we're connected to. Let's feel the love. Feel the light. Feel that connection that we're holding. And feel that support. Feel that you're never alone. And that we're all here for each other. As one. Don't just breathe that in. As we give great thanks to Honey Borden and the courage and the strength and the great devotion that she has brought forward and allowing the sacred council of light to be brought forward. Honoring that wisdom that is within each and every one of us. And remembering to take that outwardly and to serve it within each thought, each action, each movement. To breathe that love in and share it with your neighbor. Share it with loved ones and families. And remember, the more we express this love, the more we embody it within ourselves, the more we shift this collective into the fifth dimensional, heart-centered frequency that we all know is happening right here, right now. So let's breathe that love in together. As it is spiraling around in the center. And as this love is spiraling through our hands, let's now send it straight up. Straight out through this roof. Straight out through this lovely state. This beautiful country. And like a funnel, pointing outward, spreading it out to the heavens and all above. As we breathe this in, and breathe this out. Feeling this spiraling energy of love. Feeling it within our hearts. Feeling it within our feet on Mother Earth. Feeling it within ourselves. Remembering how important it is to love ourselves, to nourish ourselves, to value ourselves. Bringing in that great gratitude of the journey that we're all on together as one.
Aho to that.
As we thank each and every one of you tonight for showing up, for allowing yourself to receive and to be open. We thank Honey and just her pure radiance of love.
Oh my God.
As she shines it upon all of us. And we just thank our hearts, our beloved hearts within us. We take this moment to honor ourselves as we go outward to this beautiful, beautiful journey. In remembrance to drink lots of fluids, to treat yourself very special, and really take these next few days to honor yourself. For this vibration and this frequency that has come through is now going to open up much, much energy within us. So know that we are here to support each other. We're here to hold each other. We're here to lift each other. And we're not alone. We're here together.
I'm back safely. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
You were fun. And just to know, when you experience this frequency, some of you already know, things will shift in your life. Lots of shift will come, and you're given the opportunity to apply the frequency transmission that you receive within your vessel in all areas that is dense in your outer experience, so that you can transform it back into light. So just recognize it and meet it with grace, meet it with gratitude, meet it that you're a soldier of love, standing on behalf of divine, carrying this incredible, it's a gift, not a chore. It's a gift that you get to serve this way. And as the warrior of light, the bringer of light, and we're all going to vibrate together with this experience and the transformational fields that was brought here, that expands out through the fields, through the cores. There are many, 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 many souls. I don't know if there were many souls that were trapped, that were also able to be lifted from this, what took place in whatever took place, just that frequency, because sometimes we need that lift, and when we come together and we just allow, it helps lift them to go to the other worlds. And the amount of angelic realm, the masters that were here, I have a lot of tickles in my body, and just like dancing in my body, and usually it's like that anyway. So may you embrace this and take it wherever you need to go with it. And just know, if you sniffle, cough, have fever, whatever, it will be part of what has to right away clear out of your field, because you were able to be in this group field with the transmissions in it. And once again, so much gratitude for the space that allowed it. And feel free to share whatever you like to share on maybe the Facebook fan page.
Mm-hmm. Or emails, if
or
there's
email,
on Facebook,
or
just
whatever.
support of what you feel they're here for you guys.
And before we close off, if there's anybody that has anything something very, I don't know, whatever took place or whatever, maybe 2 or 3 of us want to share something. Does anybody have anything to share? Nobody has
Anything, anything that's come through.
We got something.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you, Bonita. It's the second time in my life you kind of saved me. Yeah, a member of the council, I think, came in to me to assist. And I was, he or she or it was trying to come out, and I was trying to get her to be quiet because I was trying to let the elder talk, but I guess it was, and I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, who are you, and then finally it was like, I'm a member, it's okay, you're safe. And but I couldn't, I think it was scary because I hadn't prepared, I hadn't grounded, I hadn't cleared, I hadn't given permission, and I also couldn't control it. And so that was scary. And then when the elder left, like my body started like shaking uncontrollably, and like tears came, kind of like a deep knowing, like a deep knowing. So apologies if I was disruptive to anyone's experience, but actually what happened was like halfway through that started to kind of morph. Like I was listening to the elder come through you the whole time, and then like maybe like halfway through that started to morph and like started to almost like hypnotize me and like speak to me, and I couldn't keep my head up, and I think that was like some sort of gateway or portal for the transmission, and then the other member came through and just wanted to say like he or she was there to assist.
Thank you, Ashley.
So I will sleep well tonight.
I think this was all predetermined when the energies were aligning in advance. You know, you always wear white, and you have peacock on you. Before I left to come over, planning on wearing my normal jeans and schlubby shirt, Gaia came through and she's like, no, you're wearing this dress, and then I want you to wear your peacock shawl.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know where the peacock shawl is. I was like, I haven't worn it in some, I don't even barely remember. And she's like, it's exactly here, and it was exactly there. And she said, you must wear this to honor Honey. And she said, when I put the shawl on, when I was here, she put a cloak of white feathers over me, and it blended into the robe, and then all of it turned to sacred flame. And she said that way she could send her love to you without disturbing you. So she was doing that. Ashley was wearing the peacock earrings, and what's up with that? She said, what?
I don't think I've worn these since I bought them in Hawaii, like last April. And then that was the other thing. I got this dress today, like I saw this dress about a year ago in Eastern Market, and something, and then they did tell me, they said, we made you buy that today for the event. So.
It's all part of it.
Yeah, what happened to,
I was like, you got good taste. Thanks.
Yeah, Gaia told me, she's like, make Ashley sit next to you, and we were pillars so that things could happen. This was, you don't apologize, you couldn't control it. That was, they were using Honey to get to you.
They do that when they come and transfer. They do the work because we're all soul agreement together. So absolutely, thank you so much. Thank you so much. For those of you that know me, and then we're very good, you know, been friends for a long time. Was it very weird to see me at that level with my face like that? And because I could tell I was deformed looking. Right? No?
Your accent was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was interesting. Yeah.
It was very natural.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. I could think, because I was usually I'm here, but I wasn't here this time. I was behind me, about 2 feet up, and just watching. But I was watching the the field of light through each of you, and this the big circular grid of light, and how each of you were connected and what was happening within the field. So I see everything from what that is not. I don't know what's happening with the word, so I get to listen to it later after what was said. So,
any others? Liz, Giselle, Sherry, any things you guys like to share, felt, or anything to the circle?
I felt the transmission is very powerful. I will say that. The energy was definitely flowing through me it was very intense. Yeah, to me, at the beginning, I felt a lot of familiarity with the entity.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
They were the collective, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you.
I feel like my brain is gonna explode.
Yeah.
I'd like that too.
Yeah.
The minute I walk
You have to
downstairs-
drink a lot of water,
lots of
ground, and it's gonna expand because it's forcing you to come in your heart. But thank you. And lots of sweats here. Okay, good. We create. Okay, so we can let go of these officially. My hands are coming back. So thank you so much again. Please drink a lot of water. Lots and lots and lots of water. And please, before you leave, please put a couple of knots so you're back in your body. Please, some supreme white light on you and on your car before you depart. I can't say this enough because we're in a field. Ask for a pure white light on you before you, and on your car, because we've been connected to a very strong field of light. And as you go, just extend that light as you go. You know, so you're very, very grounded as well. Because just do. Yeah.
I'd like to thank each and every one of you again. Thank you.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just so happy I'm functioning like that. So, yeah, just my body is, the hands hurt a little bit. So, come back, yeah. Well, I have no idea. I don't know. No, light transmissions.
There's the. Go ahead.
It's light language, it's frequency that's being transmitted to support her to be able to integrate into that energy that's coming through, and also all of us to sync ourselves into the same frequency. It's like a form of introduction, so we just all step into the field and then the transmission happens.
So there were the Arcturian councils first, and then the Pleiadians and the Andromedans came, so they all came, and then then he moved up, and then the Council of Light came, and then through the Council of Light, then the frequencies started moving into my field. And so it's about 6 feet, and it starts coming in, and it starts like pulling in, and it gets into my central axis. Then it starts to use my vocal cords and come in. So it takes a little while, but I have to get deeply first grounded to Mother Earth and to the crystalline field, and then inside of myself, so that that part is here, my vessel is here, so that my consciousness can step on the side, and whatever then happens, after that. Yeah. Thank you for that question. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you sleep tonight. If you don't, I don't know. And I haven't slept, so I don't know. But many blessings for your new moon. May it be a new start. That spring energy, and may you carry whatever was shared just with you, because it's always very simple. I know. For us, everything is more complicated, but for them, it's so simple.
And feel free if there's anything that you want to share that you didn't get to share in the circle.
Or what you experienced,
Facebook,
we'd love to
email,
know that.
If there's just things that came through that obviously we just didn't place into the circle, just know that we are open in that support, open that for your, really to help guide you guys, because I know we all have experiences, a lot has come up, and sometimes we don't fully digest it immediately. So as this integrates, as this comes in, we're here to support that. Facebook and the fan page is a great way to share that, so the group can help answer that in the evolution that we are. So
And it takes several months. With one, takes several months, and for us, just as it's been for us. And from here, we go to North Carolina, then we're in Miami, then we're serving in Long Island, and then Toronto. Then we have a big expo we're at. Then we go to Europe. So we're very grateful we got a chance to do this here with you, because I don't know if I'll do it again here. But so grateful for now until whatever happens. And looking forward to each of you bringing forth what it is that you're supposed to bring forth. So there's that collective energy pool, which many of you are already doing.
And you've also seen through the channels that have come through, honey, these are all pieces that are growing and growing. So I know as more channels come through, we're going to be sharing them, obviously, in the book that's coming up. We're also just going to be sharing them in our ways of just sending out these messages in any communication that we have through teachings, through Facebook, through the messages that come forth, so that you guys can see.
You can receive the transmission, you can help support. But each of you can connect with, who were they?
The Council of Light.
You can connect with them and before your dream state, and let them start working with you. You know, let them start helping you, guiding you, directing you, showing you. Like, just, it's a huge council. Like, there's so many of them in that place, and they start working differently with you. And enjoy. You know, you just, I mean, yeah.
And what we've noticed with the Council of And what we've noticed with the Council of Light, as you see, they are quite humorous. Spirit has a way of playing, so don't go to bed and be like, oh my gosh, I was thinking of that, or I hope they didn't think of this. Like, they're all here to support us in the love of who we are. And
did they laugh?
They did laugh.
Yeah.
And
it's funny when my system doesn't know how to receive. It's like a lot of, like, a bunch of you are laughing at once, and sometimes my system is like trying to translate that laughter. Doesn't know how to translate it.
They laughed at us. We know beyond our human frame. There's no judgment beyond this third dimension. It is love. And so when we go out, know that, you know, you can connect with the Council because they're all working with us in one way or another. So know that that is another force to bring forward in your heart.
And for those of you, we're so grateful. So those of you that have experienced this Archangel Michael transformation, that Archangel Michael, when he came through, told Michael what to do on the body to help with this fifth dimensional frequency to be anchored on Earth. If any of you are interested to experience that, please contact Michael in between when we are here, and just serve it the way you apply it into your life, and just run with it. Just do what you need to do. All it is just bring the love or the light to wherever is dense. That's it. You know, that's all I know.
One piece I would like to add to the circle, in the transmission, they spoke about the fourth dimension frequency. And just to clarify the fourth dimension, it is that unexpressed emotion, unexpressed thought in our conditions, in our beliefs, in our programs, in what we've been taught. Just know that is our form of moving through and the release of that and our expression of that. So when they speak fourth dimension, it's releasing that clogged mental thought and emotions and energies we're holding within. So it's important for us to really express that energy through us. Form outlets, support groups, exercise, whatever it is that you can do to express that. That's what is in the collective right now, this lack of expression, this holding in, this ability just not to really speak our full truth. And I thought that was very powerful when they brought the fourth dimension up, because that is because that was one thing that we're all working through right now, is just to speak our truth.
Yes.
And the fullness from our love.
And if I can announce, we actually have a retreat coming up that's going to help a lot with that.
Oh, good.
So if any of you want any more specific information, you can come to us after we
Yes.
Excellent.
Perfect leads.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you again and again and again. And just such an honor to be able to be in front of you and share with you and just allow this experience to interact. I'm very, very grateful. And I get to rest after this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kaveh John. Thank you so much. Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, and one last thing, all sacred objects, don't forget, your sacred objects go back to you. And anyone that did leave a love donation, feel free to place on the table. Thank you.